Imagine this. You're at a bustling coffee shop in downtown Chicago, the kind where the air hums with chatter and the clink of mugs. And there's this one guy sitting alone in the corner. He's not scrolling on his phone, not fidgeting, just staring out the window with a calm that makes everyone else glance twice. No one approaches him, but you can feel the pull, like he's holding some secret that draws the whole room in without saying a word. What is it about him that commands such quiet respect? That's the mystery I want to unravel with you today, my friend, because it's a power we all have, hidden in the simplest act, going silent. Let me take you on this journey, sharing it like we're old pals swapping stories over a late-night fire. You see, respect doesn't roar in with grand speeches or flashy displays. It slips in quietly the moment you choose to hold your tongue. Not that fumbling silence that leaves folks squirming in their seats, desperate to fill the void with small talk. No, I'm talking about the intentional kind. The silence that walks into a space like it owns it, making people pause and wonder what's brewing beneath the surface. It's strategic, almost like a chess move, where your quiet presence forces others to rethink their next play. Think about Niccolò Machiavelli, that sharp-minded thinker from way back, who saw through the chaos of human interactions like no one else. He wasn't one for flowery promises or endless debates. Niccolò understood that the world spins on how people see you, on the invisible force you wield when you keep your cards close. Power, he figured, isn't in the noise. It's in the psychological territory you claim by saying less. And honestly, don't we all know folks who just can't stop talking? They spill their thoughts like coffee from an overfilled cup, explaining every little thing, defending what doesn't need a shield. But here's the emotional punch. That constant chatter? It's like begging for approval, and it chips away at your dignity bit by bit. I've felt that sting myself, you know? There was a time when I'd jump into every conversation, over-explaining my side just to be understood. But Niccolò Machiavelli taught me, and I want to pass this to you with all the warmth of a heartfelt confession, that when you zip it, that's when ears perk up. Not because your words were worthless before, but because your silence now carries a weight that demands attention. It's unforgettable, like the quiet after a storm that makes you appreciate the calm. Picture this in the grand halls of history, or even in a modern boardroom in New York City. Niccolò saw it everywhere. Intense negotiations, in shifting alliances, in the raw dance of power. The more you make yourself available, the less folks hold you in high regard. Spill your guts with explanations, and your authority fades like morning mist, react to every jab, and you're like a puppet on strings, easy to yank around. But oh, when you embrace that silence, everything flips. It shakes up the rhythm people expect. We're all so wired for instant everything, quick texts, immediate likes, emotional outbursts. Pull that away, and it's not anger that hits first. It's confusion, a gnawing uncertainty that has them replaying every word, every glance, wondering where they went wrong. And right there, in that emotional whirlwind they've stirred up themselves, respect takes root. Not because you shouted for it, but because they've glimpsed that you don't need their validation to stand tall. Nicholas Maverick penned volumes on this, didn't he? He didn't just preach about being feared. He urged being seen as untouchable, unflappable, not always spilling your soul. Someone who doesn't chase reactions or perform for applause. It all kicks off with suirit, my friend. Because in that quiet void, people start filling in the blanks with their own fears and assumptions. They project onto you, building a story where you're the enigma. And suddenly, you've got the reins. Let me break it down for you, step by step. Like we're walking through a foggy park at dawn, uncovering truths, one footprint at a time. When you're always yapping, you're laying bare your soul, your plans, your feelings, your weak spots. It's like handing over a map to your heart. And trust me, that makes you vulnerable. Others learn exactly how to poke you, how to twist your openness into a weapon. But go quiet, and poof, there's no ammunition. Just this serene stillness, a presence that doesn't beg or chase. It's the kind that tugs at your emotions, making you feel a deep, respectful awe. Because here's a truth that hits home hard. We humans don't revere what's predictable or always within reach. We chase the mysterious, the scarce. Sadly, so many of us live like open diaries, craving likes and acceptance, pouring out explanations to feel seen. But that erodes you, doesn't it? It wears down your power, your allure, your very essence. Nicholas believed anyone hungry for influence, be it a leader or just someone navigating life, should shroud their true intentions. Keep emotions locked away in public. Maintain that unreadable core. Power thrives in the shadows, in the unpredictable hush that draws people closer. Leaning in with bated breath, let's bring this into your world, into relationships that tug at the heartstrings. Imagine you're always the quick replier, the one decoding every emotion, starting sentences with, "Let me explain why what happens?" They tune out. Take your time for granted. Expect your heart on a platter. It hurts, doesn't it? that slow fade of value. But try this. Go silent. Suddenly, your rare words boom like thunder. Your quiet speaks volumes, louder than any plea ever could. I've seen it in friends' lives. One buddy, let's call him Jake Thompson from Seattle, was always the over-communicator in his marriage. He'd explain every mood swing, every decision. But when he learned to pause, to let silence linger, his wife started really listening, respecting his space. It wasn't manipulation. It was reclaiming his worth. And it brought tears to his eyes when he realized how much stronger they became. In the cutthroat world of business, it's the same emotional roller coaster. The chatterbox in a deal? They flop, revealing desperation like a neon sign. But the quiet one? They hold the ace, saying nothing and everything at once. Nicholas once noted, "It's wiser to be feared than loved, if both aren't possible." But fear isn't always about threats. Sometimes it's that knot of uncertainty in your gut, a respectful unease from not knowing someone's mind. People tread lightly, choose words wisely, honor your boundaries without you uttering a peep. Those boundaries? They're not yelled, they're felt, like an invisible wall that silence erects with grace. Now, why is shutting up so darn tough? It carves out space, and in that emptiness, we face our own demons, insecurities bubbling up, the itch for validation screaming loud. You know that urge, right? To fire off a text the second it pings, to clarify a misunderstanding before it festers, to smooth over tension with words. But what if you resisted? Let the silence breathe. Let it work its magic. That's when the shift happens, emotional and profound. Others start self-regulating around you, speaking softer, questioning instead of assuming, adjusting their sails to your wind. Not from your fury, but from your withdrawal. It's controlled presence, my dear listener, protecting your spirit like a shield. This isn't about tricks. It's about safeguarding your light in a world that dims it. You don't have to broadcast every day to matter. You don't need to chatter to connect. Master your silence, and respect flows from being selectively there, a presence that impacts like a whisper in a storm. Silence isn't weak. It's a fortress, a strategy that the truly formidable wield. The dangerous ones aren't the yellers. They're the observers, controlling the narrative with minimal words. Nicholas Maverick grasped this deeply. Words can be twisted, but silence? It's ironclad, untouchable. It forces others to spill first, revealing their hands while you watch, heart steady. In politics, love, or friendships, it's perception that wins, not raw truth. Silence lets others paint you in their minds, giving you leverage without effort. They guess, they fret, they expose themselves in the process. That's the edge, putting them on defense while you stay composed. Many find a quiet moment challenging. It can highlight their inner thoughts. When a person steps back, others might adjust their communication. This idea of thoughtful engagement, as explored by Nicholas, suggests that a calm and present individual stands out in a busy environment. While many seek validation, a confident and composed person naturally inspires regard. In various interactions, professional discussions, personal connections, social gatherings, mindful communication is key. Sharing thoughts with intention fosters appreciation. Constant availability might be taken for granted. Over-explaining can sometimes diminish a sense of trust and mutual understanding. Nicholas suggested a practice of mindful presence. Allow moments of silence to encourage reflection for others and yourself. Consider your words carefully before speaking. During challenging discussions, especially those involving strong emotions, avoid immediate reactions. Allow others to express themselves fully. Remain composed, offering concise and thoughtful responses. This approach fosters a sense of calm and clarity, rather than escalating tension. It also benefits you, allowing for deeper observation and understanding that might be missed in a hurried exchange. Consider the example of a manager who initially felt the need to overly explain decisions to her team. This approach left her feeling drained and unheard. Inspired by these principles, she began to adopt a more measured communication style. In meetings, she would practice active listening, then offer a single, well-considered insight. The atmosphere in the room transformed. Her contributions gained impact, and her team showed greater appreciation for her leadership. She shared feeling a profound sense of empowerment and rediscovered her authentic voice. Thoughtful quietness encourages self-discovery, promotes calm, and cultivates a respectful presence. It allows your contributions to stand out effectively. Nicholas emphasized that a calm and deliberate approach helps prevent miscommunication and fosters clarity. Consider the benefits of choosing not to react impulsively, acting from a place of inner strength rather than avoidance. This fosters an environment where diverse perspectives can be openly shared and considered without immediate judgment, promoting deeper understanding and positive interactions. Ask yourself, with that gentle nudge from me, are you chattering from strength or fear? Explaining to connect or appease? Every unnecessary word weakens you, trains others to demand more. Guard intentions with silence, as Nicholas advised. Respect is engineered through discipline, quiet withdrawal. Power lies in how many bend when you say zilch. Silence isn't passive, it's prep, letting folks show true colors, undistorted. Don't hand over your essence prematurely. People disdain the easily grasped. Respect ignites when you withhold, stop proving. They wonder, adjust, value you anew. In our noisy era, silence is gold, scarce, precious. Speak sparingly and echo forever. Control your gifts. Be the one who vanishes purposefully, remembered for the enigma. Teach treatment through tolerance. Reset with absence. Let them miss you. Reflect in your quiet. While they clamor, you build unassailable presence. The silent one endures, unforgettable. So, will you fill voids from need, or wield silence for power? The choice is yours, and it starts now, the second you go quiet. But let's linger here a bit longer, my friend, because this isn't just philosophy. It's a lifeline for those moments when life feels overwhelming. Remember young Emily Carter from Boston? She was the type to overshare on social media, always posting updates, responding to every comment, craving that digital hug. It left her drained, disrespected by so-called friends who took her openness for granted. One day, inspired by tales like Nicholas Maverick's, she decided to experiment. She went silent online for a week. No posts, no replies. At first, the isolation hit hard, stirring up old insecurities. But then the messages poured in. Hey, everything okay? Miss your updates. People reached out, genuinely concerned, and when she returned with a single, thoughtful post, it landed like a bombshell. Her words mattered more. Friends treated her with newfound care. Emily told me, with emotion cracking her voice, how it healed something broken inside, teaching her that her value wasn't in constant visibility, but in selective sharing. Or take Michael Reynolds, a salesman from Atlanta, always the eager beaver in pitches, talking a mile a minute to close deals. He'd explain every angle, justify prices, reveal too much desperation. Deals slipped away, and so did his confidence. Heartbroken after a string of losses, he stumbled upon these ideas. Next negotiation, he channeled that maverick wisdom, listened more, spoke less. Let the client ramble, reveal needs. When Michael finally chimed in, concise and calm, the deal sealed effortlessly. The respect in the client's eyes, priceless. It wasn't just business. It rebuilt Michael's self-worth, turning professional setbacks into emotional triumphs. These aren't isolated tales. They're echoes of a universal truth. In friendships, like with David Harlan from Denver, who was the go-to guy for everyone, always available, explaining his life to keep peace. But silence changed that. He stopped jumping to every call, let pauses grow. Friends started appreciating his time, inviting him with real intent. The emotional shift, from feeling used to feeling cherished. It's raw, it's real, and it evokes that deep-seated longing we all have for genuine respect. Even in family dynamics, consider Laura Bennett from Miami. Holidays were battlegrounds of explanations, defending choices to relatives. Exhausting, soul-crushing. Embracing silence, she let opinions fly without rebuttal. The tension eased. Family began approaching her with softer tones, respecting her boundaries. Tears of relief flowed as she realized silence wasn't withdrawal. It was empowerment, mending old wounds. Nicholas Maverick's insights ripple through time, touching hearts in unexpected ways. In leadership, like Principal Thomas Grant from a small Ohio school, who used to over-communicate policies, justifying every rule. Staff tuned out, switching to strategic silence, listening in meetings, responding sparingly, transformed the school. Teachers leaned in, respected his vision. The emotional payoff? A community bonded stronger, with Grant feeling truly seen. Let's explore romance, where emotions run hottest. Picture Anna Mitchell from Los Angeles, always the quick texter, explaining every feeling to her partner. It bred complacency. Going quiet after a spat, not out of spite, but strategy, shifted everything. Her partner reflected, apologized sincerely. Their bond deepened, laced with mutual respect that brought Anna to happy tears. In creative fields, artist Benjamin Foster from Portland poured explanations into critiques, defending his work. It diluted his art's impact. Silence let critics project, discuss. Suddenly, his pieces sparked buzz. The validation? Emotionally fulfilling, affirming his inner strength. These stories, woven with Nicholas's wisdom, show silence as a balm for the soul. It evokes curiosity, stirs empathy, builds connections deeper than words. In parenting, like with Rebecca Hayes from Nashville, who explained every no to her kids. Exhausting. Silent pauses taught them self-reflection. Respect grew. Family harmony bloomed. In activism, leader Christopher Lane from Washington, D.C., learned silence amplified his message. Instead of debating endlessly, he'd pause, letting opponents reveal flaws. Crowds respected him more. Movements gained momentum. The emotional high? Seeing change sparked by quiet power. Even in self-care, silence heals. Therapist Olivia Grant from San Francisco advises clients to embrace it, confronting inner noise. One client, tormented by anxiety, found peace in quiet walks, evoking profound emotional release. Nicholas Maverick's legacy: a call to emotional intelligence through silence. It fosters resilience, evokes admiration, transforms lives. In sports, Coach Daniel Brooks from Chicago used silence in huddles. Players focused sharper, respected him deeply, leading to victories that felt like emotional peaks. In volunteering, like Sophia Turner from New Orleans, who over-explained help. Silence let recipients appreciate efforts genuinely, creating heartfelt bonds. These expansions show the breadth. Silence touches every corner, evoking joy, relief, strength. It's not just strategy. It's emotional liberation. So, as we wrap this tale, remember that guy in the coffee shop? His silence wasn't empty. It was full of power, drawing us in. Yours can, too. Embrace it. Feel the emotions surge. Curiosity turning to respect, fear to confidence. The world adjusts to you, my friend, the second you go quiet.